I've had enough of all of this nonsense of serving a system that does not give a damn about me or people like me, or just for about life in general. And this is my statement. If this isn't something to state that this killing that's going on, especially by the police, which I am, I can't abide by this no more. I'm not having anything to do with this nonsense anymore.
It's Dirty Laundry Media on the check-in. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button and smash that like button for me, would you? Thank you. What's going on, Dirty Laundry family? Thanks for tuning in. This is your host, Bill Money. Welcome to the Spin Cycle. Ran across this story today, and it struck a very somber chord with me immediately. And this was involving the suicide of a black deputy in Louisiana. So let's go ahead and get into it. Deputy Clyde Kerr III of Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office took his own life outside of the police station where he worked on Monday, February 1st. Prior to his death, Kerr, a 43-year-old military veteran and a father, left a series of videos where he spoke bluntly about issues of race, policing, and the injustice inherently built into the system of law enforcement. In his videos, Kerr spoke bluntly on issues of race, police injustice, as well as mental health needs in law enforcement. Kerr also spoke to his own struggles, trying to reconcile his identity as a black man working within an unjust system. He also hinted at his impending demise. Lafayette City Marshal Reggie stated, "Being a black man in law enforcement can be difficult." Thomas was the first black elected to a citywide position in Lafayette. Since his death, Kerr's videos have gone viral, sparking the age-old yet never resolved conversation about systemic racial violence inherent within law enforcement institutions. In his own words, Kerr stated, "You have no idea how hard it is to put a uniform on in this day and age with everything that's going on. My entire life has been in the service of other people. Y'all entrust me to safeguard your little ones, your small ones, the thing that's most precious to you. And I did that well. I passed security clearance in the military, but that has allowed me to see the inner workings of things." Kerr made it apparent that his choice to end his life was made with a clear mind and with a purpose attached to it. As a protest. "I've had enough," Kerr said in one of his videos. He pointed out the deaths of Botham Jean, murdered in his apartment by off-duty Dallas police officer Amber Geiger. He also mentioned Breonna Taylor, who was killed by the Louisville, Kentucky Police Department while serving a no-knock warrant. And he also spoke of George Floyd, who was murdered on camera while being detained on suspicion of passing counterfeit currency. Remember Christopher Dorner? That was the first thing that came to mind when I read the story. Former LAPD officer Christopher Dorner went on a killing spree and then led police on a massive manhunt after he was accused of shooting 5 police officers, killing 2, along with 2 other people. This was after leaving a manifesto in which he also expressed his exasperation with the racial bias he himself faced as a black man working in law enforcement. Dorner broke the blue wall of silence when he reported a fellow officer who had abused a mentally ill suspect, an act that led to Dorner being fired from the force. Dorner, like Kerr, had also served time in the military. Both were apparently pushed to the brink after buckling under the weight of baked-in racism with little to no accountability. just another story of two troubled men who met similar tragic endings. I'm going to leave you with one of the last videos made by Officer Kerr before he took his own life. Thanks again for tuning in to Dirty Laundry Media. Let me know what you think down in the comment section about the parallels between Officer Kerr and Officer Dorner. Don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Please subscribe and share these videos to your social media platforms. This is Bill Money signing off for Dirty Laundry Media. Have a great evening.
It's January 31st, a little bit after 1:30 last Sunday. So, here's what it is. I was kind of hoping to see the Super Bowl, this one especially, because we got two Purple Knights actually playing against each other. Mr. Tyrann Mathieu and Leonard Fournette. Hope y'all go forth and conquer, and I don't think it's happenstance that everything is going on at this particular time. So I don't know, possibly, maybe if y'all want to, you should. Like I say, take a knee, but you need to figure something out, because this is a moment that can be seized. I think that it should be. So, but yeah, man. I've had enough of all of this nonsense of serving a system that does not give a damn about me or people like me, or just about life in general. And this is my statement. If this isn't something to state that this killing that's going on, especially by the police, which I am, I can't abide by this no more. I'm not having anything to do with this nonsense anymore. Call me what you want, try to discredit me. I have been a stellar deputy in this 5+ years that I've been there. My last eval's been sent, it's copied to somebody. I can't be discredited. Never so much as one write-up for maybe some reports being late. None whatsoever. So it can't be said that I was a shammer or anything like that, or I wasn't pulling my weight. And just for contextual purposes, I just want y'all to understand where and what I'm coming from. My entire life has been in service of other people. And it's just dawned on me that this time, as of now, needs to be seized, because you don't really give a damn about us. That is the truth. That is the truth. I've served with a full heart in the military. After that, got back into law enforcement, and you have no idea how hard it is to put a uniform on in this day and age with everything that's going on. None. And listen, y'all entrust me to safeguard your little ones, your small ones, the thing that's most precious to y'all, and I did that well. Y'all trust me with that. I've had security clearance in the military. That's verifiable. If I was untrustworthy, if I was a threat, would they let me guard the U.S. Embassy in Kabul? Which I did. I trained Iraqi police, Afghan national police, and that's not it. But I wouldn't have been put in a position of that if they thought I was a threat. But that has allowed me to see the inner working of things, and this is a demonic system, and it's not anything I can continue to serve and want to be a part of. And this is not right. This is no form of justice. Let's go down the list. Both of them shot in his own apartment. How that work? How does that work? Chilling on his couch. I don't give a damn if he had weed in the apartment. You're going to execute somebody for that? Oh no, y'all are good for that. You break up families for a plant, this war on drugs and this nonsense. But now it's starting to get legal because big pharmaceutical companies stand to make billions off of it, and they paid off the lobbyists, who in turn have started ushering the way it needs to go for them. The countless people who are doing time behind that. How do you even make amends for that? You can't. You can't. This Floyd, man, Brianna, this shit is not right. I'm telling you, it's not. If this feels right to you as a person, there's something is wrong with you. This is the furthest thing from right. This is the manner of wickedness that bro. And you're getting away with it. When is enough going to be enough for people? Huh? Seriously. Y'all are radicalizing people, and then when they buck and they want to go against the system because it's not for them, you come down on them with a hammer. I can't. I don't understand this. I do not understand this. It's getting to the point now. Let me tell y'all something. Again, I'm gonna go back into it. I'm gonna be wrapping up pretty soon. None of this is happenstance. Do you understand me? None of this is happenstance at all. If you think it's possible that all of this is happenstance with everything that's happened in this immediate area, no. Pellerin, I don't know all the inner workings of that, but between that and just, man. Listen, I understand we have a tough job, but we signed up for this. We need help. Because we deal with the bottom rung of society. It does not give us an excuse to just do whatever we want, and that's what we're doing, and we're not being held accountable. And it's just allowed. Not per se in the environment that I'm in, because I don't do normal police work anymore, but I've done it. Look, I was on duty the night Middlebrook got killed. That's hard enough to process when you hear that call come out. I was posted up in front of Troop I, setting up a perimeter, and then they called him. Went back to my normal zone, which was south, Youngsville Highway, see the vehicles going by, about to make that notification. Get another call, another murder. All the stuff that took place that night, the guys who were south with me, we got a letter of recognition because we did our job. That was just one night for us. Police officers need mental help, because you can't tell me what happened in Milwaukee. That should have been caught. That dude was like an automaton. He didn't have any. It was just completely apathetic. That should have got caught. That is a failure of leadership, and it's a systemic thing. Look at it like this. He was the senior most person there, okay? The freshest person there, the rookie, he was like 2 weeks out of FTO. He's not going to check somebody that's got 10 plus years and say something. He thinks it's the norm. He's just going to go along with it. And that is the indoctrination and everything. It hasn't happened here. It hasn't been around me. But I see how it happens. So all this code of blue silence, no. Sorry. I'm going to be on the right side of this one. And I would rather be considered crazy and whatever they were going to say about me. Oh, he was under the influence of something. No, that is an easy cop-out just to say that I am. Because that will then allow a dialogue not to be started. It needs to be talked about. This is insane, about to go off the rails. And I'm not doing it anymore. Loved my job. Loved it. Loved every aspect of it. Finally found something I could call my own and made it my own. And but this is bigger than that. And I'm not gonna do that. There's no way I can just be like, oh, okay, it's no big deal. No, this is a very big deal to me. This is a tipping point. And just to continue to think that we can just do what we've been doing and just hitting the status quo like that, and people, no, none whatsoever. This is wrong. It needs to be resisted against, and you have an obligation and a duty to do that. Because if not, you're complacent. But as I would be complacent if I continue just doing what I am doing and not saying anything. I've tried to bring things to people's attention, little small things, but it's a system, and I'm a small cog in this whole big machine. But I'm jumping off. No. Come with me. I don't know. I ain't gonna be around for that. That is on y'all. But I can tell you this. There's more good people than bad. Y'all need to figure that shit out real quick, because it's the truth. It is the absolute truth. And if y'all ain't got each other's back, then they're going to continue to divide and conquer and just sow dissension and everything between people who are actually probably making be out a good ally. But this whole system, this thing that was built on free slave labor, and there's no way this can't implode on itself. We can't continue on. You won't even give us reparations. That's the thing about it. Y'all thinking about money. It's about being decent. And people are so busy calling themselves Republicans and Democrats, they don't even just be a decent person anymore. That is sad. This is a sad state of affairs. We're leaving our children, and we're wondering why they're wilding out, trying to have augmentation and reassignments at 7, 8 years old. This is preposterous. Absolutely preposterous. And y'all are letting them do it like it's cool. Because you want to be able to get away with yours and be like, oh, well, they're doing that. No, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing that anymore. So, with that said, no sense in griping unless you actually have some things that you can think that they could probably be fixed. There needs to be more civilian oversight, like an advisory committee. I think they need to have term limits, whether they be appointed or elected, a certain amount of hours for being in a ride-along required. Scenario familiarization, put them through scenarios, because the general public doesn't know what we go through. This is it. That night I described to you, that was a bad night for me. That was a bad night for me, just to carry on this. But I processed it. Police officers are exposed to the debris in the bottom rung of society, and then they're expected to keep a stiff chin. It's not affecting them. It is affecting your psyche. I'm telling you it is. You cannot be exposed to that and not expect it to manifest itself in some way. Nobody calls the police when they're having a good day. It's the truth, right? Domestics got robbed, something like that. Something you need somebody in a uniform. Your bad day, that might be the first call of my shift that I'm about to have another maybe half a dozen of those. And I'm lucky if they're not as severe as this one. It might be worse. Anyway, so I think it needs to be, along with this committee, they need to have standardized training, like whether that be an abbreviated type of academy, but they need to be familiar with procedures. And they need to be familiar with statutes as per a specific state. But this is what I'm saying, this needs to happen. It needs to almost be based like how everybody was doing their own thing for training before the San Jose model came out. It needs to be structured like that, and it needs to be recognized accordingly, across the board. Mental health and wellness, they definitely need that. Look, we need, I don't know how you're gonna do it. We get people get one psyche eval or just checkup, and that's in the hiring process. And some people have squeaked through, because I know some cops that should not be cops, honestly. They just, I don't think they have the makeup for it. And they're gonna say, oh, he did. No, this not even night and day. Whether it be, I don't think annual is good, because a lot can happen a year, whether that be semi-annual or quarterly. It needs to happen. And it's in the stigma that is surrounding it needs to be lifted too, because that is insane. We need help. People need help. It's okay to say you need help. You get exposed to a lot going through life. But only life matters. That's it. You get exposed to a lot. I understand that. I've been exposed to a lot. peer evaluations, and then that's not something as far as the along the lines of like trying to like be vindictive, but kind of the maybe anonymous red card, blue card thing like we had in going through the section. More transparency. I understand certain things can't be divulged, but the public doesn't trust us. We are losing the public's trust. We are losing the public's trust. We serve at the pleasure of the public. You lose that, you lose your right and authority to govern. And that is happening. You can't do wicked stuff and then be like, okay, well, cool, we're just doing our jobs. Who are you doing your job for? That's not doing your job. That's a cop-out. That is a cop-out. This is something for me. I thought it would be better just to add in development and expansion of like an Explorer type program. And I know they've had it before, but kids say they want to be cops, but I mean, we're not giving them a reason to, do it. And we need to foster more mentorship. And it needs to be like more of some kind of a program to help kids stay on a scared straight. Let's bring that back. Let them see what it's like. But also give them a healthy option and just get them out and just like get them out of their normal hoods or whatever it is. They don't know what else is out there. What we're showing them is the only option we're giving. And then what do you expect? Listen, I'm wrapping it up because I've rambled way too long. Didn't even touch on half the stuff I wanted to, but yeah, this needs to stop. This needs to stop. This is my protest against police brutality and everything else that comes along with it in this broken, wicked, worldly system that does not give a damn about people. I don't know what it cares about, but it don't care about us. It truly don't. It does not. It does not. So I hope y'all do something with that. And then let it not have. No, there's no way that this and the people who have been in touch with me this past week and all this stuff. It has been confirmation that this is. I mean, it can't. There's no other way that this is possibly supposed to not happen. It is. It was preordained for this to happen. Regardless of what you may think, and that's on you. I know what I gotta do. Search your heart, find out what you gotta do. Everybody has a different role to play. This part, this one, this is mine.